It really does. It takes me
Does
a
it
little bit
really?
of time.
Well, we have a guest now who is very shy and retiring and reticent, and I want you to please give her a welcome of confidence, Miss Tessie O'Shea.
Here, Mike, put it around you, darling. I feel I'm home again, back home again. Your little Tessie's home again. I've been a long, long way across the USA, from little old New York to California, but now I'm home again, back home again. As large as life and good as new. And if you missed your Tessie, two-ton Tessie, you bet she missed you too. It's great to be back home again with you. Hey, harder! Oh, yappa! Always move. This is a time for singing. Sing out the joy you feel inside. Sing out a smile you cannot hide. This is a time for singing. Singing's a wonderful way to show all the happiness that you know. Why, you will find there are feelings that words can't say. Comes a time when a song is the only way. Oh, the joy of it. This is a time for singing. Fill up the air with a lovely sound. Tell all the world what your hearts have found. This is a time for singing. Let the whole world sing. Let the whole world That, of course, comes from that wonderful, immortal book, How Green Was My Valley. And as you know, I played Beth Morgan on Broadway in the show. I had 7 children. Oh, it was gorgeous. 6 sons and 1 daughter. My daughter was Angharad, if you know the story. Angharad fell in love with the minister, Mr. Griffith of the Valley. Of course, Mr. Griffith was a much older person and a very poor gentleman. And in one scene, Angharad spoke to him and he said, Angharad, darling, I am too poor for you. You must marry Iestyn Evans, the coal miner's son. And as he left the stage, she said, David, let me love you. There's no more that I can say. Let me love you. For together there's a way. Come to me. Let my lips partake of you. Let me know the wonder and the ache of you. How I need you. How I need to have you near, here beside me. Till the shadows disappear, let me hold you. My arms enfold you until I've told you my love. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Just to hear it. Come to me, let my lips partake of you. Let me know the wonder and the ache of you. How I need you. How I need to have you near, here beside me. Till the shadows disappear, let me hold you. My arms enfold you until I've told you my love. Let me hold you, my love. You silly boy!
Right there.
Did he get you right there, love?
Yes.
I knew it would. When I looked at you and I came on, I said, Mike, that's just about my size. That's what you are. Oh, Michael, you're a fella. You're a funny little guy. Oh, I'm so really wild about you. I just can't tell you why. There must be some good reason that makes me feel this way. 'Cause every time I look at you, I want to stand and say, oh, men like you make women like me go crazy over men like you. You know it isn't because you do me wrong if you could. It's not for what you got, 'cause what you have got is good. It's just because when we're alone, sweetheart, I never know just what you do. Now I know he's been a soldier and he loves to fight. I'll arrange a battle for you every night. Oh, it's men like you make women like me. Oh, crazy over men like you. Stay right there. Oh, it's men like you make women like me go crazy over men like you. You know the first time I saw him, I certainly fell, 'cause he's got all the answers and the questions as well. I've had a lot of boyfriends in my time, but only for a day or two. Now, although you're rather skinny, everything is fine if I can't sit on your hand. Oh, it's men like you make women like me go crazy over men like you. Hey, I've had a lot of boyfriends. Oh, Patty, I've always loved you, darling.
Thank you.
I wish you'd been my little girl.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't
Did you
she?
see the Russians are coming?
Oh, yes,
Just
we saw
marvelous.
that
She's
thing.
so gorgeous in it.
Wait a
Oh,
minute, my
Tessie.
darling. Can I put this down? Now what I want. Excuse me. Da-da-da-dee-da-da. That's better. I feel better now.
Oh.
We're all right now.
Welcome to What's My Line, folks. I just returned from New Orleans.
Well, I had, hence the mask. I had the time of my life.
Isn't that a great city?
I have
Oh.
never in my life, I must tell you, my darlings, I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. And because, you know, in England, when we read about Lafitte and La Baby, you know, I always feel I want to say, you know, it's something of a, oh, I don't know, excuse me, girls, nothing happens to my hair. A little bit of spit in the way it goes back. Oh, it's all mine. Everything is mine, I've heard.
Yes, yeah, I think we were in New Orleans.
We were in
when-
New Orleans, yes. And I was asked to go along there for 3.5 months to do, of all things,
Excuse me,
my
Tess, you get a
darling.
little smudge. Let me get that
Have
for
I?
you.
Oh, thank you, darling.
There you are.
Isn't that lovely? Nothing like having a man to do things for you. Oh, I went there to do Shakespeare.
Did you?
Yes.
Marvelous.
Well, that's
Isn't it lovely?
that's a new twist for you.
No, I have been doing straight acting an awful lot in England before I ever came
Oh,
over
I
here.
see.
So people never realized that I could do a little bit of Shakespeare. So when I was asked to do it, I said, on condition that it runs into the Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Were you
Have
there
you
for the-
ever
oh.
seen a Mardi Gras?
No.
Heard
I
about
have
that.
never been so
Dying to.
excited in all my life. The main thing is on the main day, the Rex Day, of course, you know, the King Rex, because it goes on for about a week or so.
Yes.
Why I love it is, you know, other people have parades and you stand behind barriers and you see it in the distance. But here in New Orleans, you're right there. They're flinging things at you and you're throwing things and you're screaming, give it to me, mister! Give it to me! Oh, it's gorgeous. I've never enjoyed myself so much in my life.
Really? Did any-
Oh, you're a kid again.
Don't
It's
they pick your pockets and things like that?
never. They are fantastic. I've never known anything like them.
How about the food in New Orleans?
Oh,
Oh,
don't be
you
silly.
are-
I'm on my diet now. Do I look slimmer? I'm beginning to try and diet.
Did you pick
I
up a
cut
few pounds
3
down there?
pounds off. What?
you pick
You
up
won't
some weight?
notice where it went, darling, but
Oh.
it's gone.
But did you pick up
3 pounds.
Did you pick up some weight while you
Oh,
were in New
yes,
Orleans?
I'm afraid so. Just a little. But with working like I did,
You burned it up pretty good.
I burned it up, yes. But this Mardi Gras lark, when you go there, on the actual day, everybody more or less dresses up. And that's why I have this. I haven't got a photograph to show you right away, Mike. But oh my goodness me, I was dressed up as a clown. I had a big round red mouth and I had this on. Nobody recognized me. I had the thing. I walked into the famous restaurant there, Brennan's, which knew me so well.
Brennan's.
Don't you love Brennan's?
They
knew me so well. I used to go in and I walked in and you got to kind of queue up on a Mardi Gras day. And I went in with my clown outfit and they said, do you mind, madam, whoever it was, sir, man, they didn't know what I was, would you mind sort of standing at the back, see? So, of course, I lifted and I said, are you talking to me? And they said, oh, it was marvellous. I had the time of my life with this thing.
Marvelous.
Oh, I did enjoy myself. And my bit of Shakespeare, of course. Do you know anything about Romeo and Juliet, dear?
Yes, a little bit.
Because that's what I played in.
Were you Juliet?
I was Juliet.
Were you really?
No, you silly sausage.
Silly sausage. I've been called everything but that.
You silly sausage, yeah. That's an old expression in England. We always say, you silly sausage. No, I played the nurse. Yes, I played the nurse. And, of course, I played it in my slight own language, dialect, I should say, which is Welsh. Because I always think the Welsh folks like... what's his name, that gorgeous man that has somebody by the name of Liz attached to him?
Richard.
Burton, dear, that's
yes.
the man, yes.
I had it.
Richard, I always think is the greatest Othello I ever saw. And, of course, he does it with that little slight Welsh accent. Because I have a feeling that Shakespeare, he lived in Stratford-on-Avon, which is on the eastern borders of Wales. So I always feel he had the little sense of humour of the Welsh people. So I played my little nurse. Oh, what a Juliet you would have made for me, darling. Oh, gosh. I want to put my arms around you right now and do it for you.
Give us a sampling of
You
your
know the
Shakespearean
amazing thing?
talent.
Can I tell you something, Mike? Listen,
Yes.
quickly. Your lovely First Lady, Mrs. Johnson, I am sure that her nanny, when she was a little girl, must have read Romeo and Juliet. Because the very first entrance, when I walk on, when Lady Capulet calls me on, she says, nurse, call my daughter forth. And I say, well, now, by my maidenhead, a 12-year-old, I better come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this child? What Juliet? And, of course, then Juliet comes out. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, that's
What
marvelous.
ladybird? That was what I called Juliet. She was ladybird to me. Isn't that amazing? Yes, and then Lady Capulet says to me, you know my daughter's of a pretty age. I say, faith, I can tell her 8 into an hour. She says, she's not 14. I said, how long is it now to Lammastide? Oh, she says, odd or even days. I said, oh, even or odd. Come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Oh, Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she marry. Oh, I never shall forget it. Oh, 'tis since the earthquake, now 11 years, when she was weaned. Oh, of all the days upon the year of that day, I shall never forget it, because I had then laid wormwood to my dug. Sitting in the sun under the dove-house wall, my lord and you were then in Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain, but as I said, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. When I had laid the woman to my dug, oh, when it did place the woman on my dug, and felt it bitter, oh, pretty fool, to see it tetchy and fall out with the dug. Shake, quoth the dove house. 'Twas no need I trow to bid me trudge, and since that time it is 11 years. For then she could stand high lone. Nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about, yes?
Run.
Even then,
Yes.
listen, for the day before she fell and broke her brow.
Oh,
And
there's
then
nothing like having a broken brow, I'll tell you.
my husband, God be with his soul.
Listen, while we're
Oh,
on the
was a merry
subject,
man.
could you do a little Shakespeare for us?
When the nurse never stops talking, don't you know this? The nurse keeps on. Oh, she was a merry man. Picked up the child.
This nurse will make you
Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy dame, the pretty wretch left crying and said, aye.
Aye. We'll be right back.